G'day, my name is Morrigan and I live in Australia in a 2-bedroom home, and unfortunately it has gotten a little bit out of hand over the holidays, so some dedicated cleaning time is now definitely required. Because of holiday commitments, I only have a few hours to get the house back to a semi-functional state, so in this video I'm just going to do a basic speed clean. Nothing in depth and nothing fancy, so let's see what I can get done given the tight time frame. Now, before doing anything else, I always tend to put a load of washing on, and of course I've managed to leave clothes in the machine again. I'm pretty bad for this. I am going to start by tackling the kitchen, and it's a bit of a disaster in here at the moment. Well, my goal for this room is to do most, if not all, of the dishes, and then clean and tidy the benches and the floors. Now, the house I'm living in at the moment does have a dishwasher, but I tend not to use it very often. I find that most of the time when I use it, at least some of the dishes need to be wiped over again. I've run it a few times with some vinegar in it, and I've run it a couple of times with some store-bought cleaners in it, and it hasn't made much of a difference. So now I just tend to do all of my washing by hand. I tend to work in groups when it comes to doing the washing, looking for all the plates and cups first and then the cutlery and Tupperware second, and it always tends to be a little bit of a game of Tetris, stacking things in the washing machine, but it is doable. Now that the dishes are essentially taken care of, I will wipe down all the benches. I'm just using basic disinfectant wipes, and the first bench I'm wiping down is where I tend to make my morning coffee, and so that's what's coming up on the disinfectant wipe. Like I said in my intro, my goal is just to do a basic speed clean of each room, so I'm not moving stuff off the benches and cleaning behind them. I can do that when I'm less overwhelmed by the state of the house. But at the moment I just need to get it back to a standard where I'm not stressing out about it. Now, I have noticed that I do have like a little sort of junk section of my kitchen, but it isn't a drawer. It's a space on my bench near the sink where a whole bunch of disparate items that don't have a home tend to collect. I got a salad spinner for Christmas as well. It's a great gift and I love it, but it's large and I need to find it a home. I am not going to do that today though. That's a task for a different video. Once the kitchen is done, I'm going to move on to the lounge room. This room tends to be the easiest to clean in the house, so it's my favorite, and it's not in terrible shape at the moment. There is some clutter on the couch and also a Christmas gift that's sitting right in the middle of the floor that I need to give to a friend I haven't seen yet. There's also an IKEA box. I used to store Christmas decorations in this, but over the holidays Harriet claimed it for her own. I am going over the couch to get all of Harriet's fur up. I go over it first with a roller and then with a vacuum just to get up any bits that are still left, and then I'm going to vacuum the floors. Now the dining room also needs some work. There is a bunch of clutter that has accumulated on the table, and there are some solid coffee rings as well, because I have a bit of a caffeine addiction. So I'm going to start by putting all of the clutter back where it belongs. I've got some jackets and jumpers that I maybe still need, but I maybe don't. The weather in Queensland has been a little bit unpredictable lately. It's the middle of summer here, so it's hot, but it's also raining a ton. So at the moment it's humid, it's hot, but it's also cold and wet all at the same time, and that makes it hard to figure out what to wear through the day. Now again, I'm using disinfectant wipes to go over the table. I do find that the laminate on this table is quite porous, so a basic wipe doesn't get the coffee rings out. I do have a really good bathroom cleaner that I believe has chlorine in it, and that does the job, but it also tends to bleach my clothes, and I am not wearing the right outfit for that. So I will do that task another time. So pretty much as soon as I was finished with the dining room, I had to go and get changed. I was going out to lunch with a friend, and so I had to clean myself up a bit and change my clothes. And as soon as I got back, I put on some daggier clothes again and started taking care of the washing. So I pulled out the load that I had put in and then put in a new load. This one was made up of bath mats and the little mat in the kitchen that I use to collect water when it splashes out from the sink. And then I got to work on the spare room. So I have a huge pile of laundry that needs to be stored, folded or hung up that has piled up on the bed in the spare room, so I'm going to tackle that next. And this is a job I've been putting off for a little while. In the end, I wound up with a pile of ironing that I will deal with later, along with a Christmas tablecloth and some tea towels and pillowcases, and then a pile of shirts that I need to hang up, and pants and PJs that need to be put in drawers. So I'm going to start putting these items away now, and then I'm going to tackle some of the bedding that has wound up on this bed. So a lot of the winter stuff that I've been using now needs to be put away. So I'm folding all of that up properly, and then I'm going to store it up on top of my wardrobe. And then the same as every other room in the house, I'm going to give the floors a vacuum, and then that'll be it. So this room I think is at least semi-functional now, and I'm ready to move on again. So in the master bedroom, the first job I'm going to do is put that folded up laundry in the drawers, and then I'm going to make the bed, which was in quite a state. And of course, as soon as I started flicking the sheets and trying to make the bed, Harriet jumped up and had to be involved. She does this every time, but again, it's pretty cute. In this room, I also had some winter blankets that I needed to store up on top of the wardrobe, and I also had some cords that needed to be sorted out. So it's not terrible in the bathroom at the moment. I am going to start by spraying down the shower with just a really basic disinfectant, not the one I was talking about earlier that's quite harsh. And then I'm going to concentrate on the counters and the sinks and let that disinfectant just sit for a little bit. Now the bath mats were in the washing machine, so I put down a clean one, and then I cleaned the shower. Now I tend to clean the shower when I'm in the shower, and because I'm very new to YouTube and dealing with a camera, my camera skills are not good enough for me to film that and still preserve my modesty. So I didn't film that and I have no footage of it. I was satisfied with the results, however, and I do think that this room again is at least semi-functional, and the house is back in general into a state where I can breathe again. So in the future I'll be tackling bigger, more complex tasks, but at the moment that's it for this video. I've done what I need to do in the time frame that I allowed myself or just had available. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.